Right, we've got a function here, y equals h of x. We haven't actually got its proper algebraic function. We're just told it's a function of x. Well, we could actually work it out, but we're not going to. We're not supposed to. But there you go. Now, part A, and I'm afraid I'm going to have to concentrate on the graph, and I'll write my answers over here. So A, B, and C. Okay, I'll have to do over here because I can't scroll between the slides that easily. I'm afraid. But there you go. Here we go. So, what have we got? It says, use the graph to find an estimate for the gradient of the curve h of x at minus 1, 6. So minus 1, 6 is on the curve and it's there. Alright, so if I draw, or try and draw a tangent to the curve there, it's going to look something like that. Now, when I did it nice and accurately, we know that the gradient is worked out by doing rise over the run. Okay, so I picked 2 points on my line that I've just drawn, and I went down 2.2 and I went along 0.4, and that, when I stick it in my calculator, is minus 5.5. Okay, now that's absolutely fine. In fact, on the mark scheme it says about minus 5, but as long as you do it as accurately as possible, that's absolutely fine. You bear in mind that it's an estimate, essentially, so as long as you're in the ballpark, you're there or thereabouts, and you've got to show your workings correctly and stuff like that. Next part B, it says, by drawing a suitable straight line on the grid, find an estimate for the solution of the equation h of x equals 7 minus 2x. Now, all that essentially means is you need to draw the line of y equals 7 minus 2x. So y equals 7 minus 2x. Oops, my minus hasn't really come out. So here we go. Crosses at 7 on the y-axis, along 1, down 2, along 1, down 2, along 1, down 2, and so I've got a nice straight line there. Should have that there. Right, now I'm going to try and draw it as accurately as possible, and then where the two cross, so it's not too bad I suppose, where the two cross, which is at this point here, I'm going to read down and I'm going to get about 2.2. Okay, so x equals 2.2. Alright, again, you need to draw it as accurately as possible. You'll get a little bit of leeway there, but not a huge amount, so just make sure you draw nice and accurately. Now the last part says the equation h of x equals k has 3 different solutions for a, where k is between a and b. Now, k has got to be a horizontal line because k is just a number. Alright, so the only places where a horizontal line is going to cut this curve in 3 places is between the maximum and the minimum points. Okay, so for example, if k was here, y equals k was there, you see you cross at 3 points. 3 points, 3 points. If it was here, okay, it would cross at 3 points. There, there, and there. Right, but if it's outside of those parameters, so if it's here, so it would say only crosses at 1 point. Again, if it's up here, only crosses at 1 point. Okay, so therefore, when I do this, A's got to be the lowest one, minus 4, and so that was A equals A, and B has therefore got to be, and read it carefully, 8.2. Okay, and yeah, it looks horrible. It looks a lot worse than it is, really, that question. But there you go.